So when I heard the other day that you were going to be doing the announcing, I said, "What a unbelievable opportunity for Galen." Um, I think this is something you're going to grow with. You have a point guard's vision. You have a point guard's mind. You see the game different than a four-man or a five-man. Um, so I'm proud of you, Galen. I'm
Appreciate
really,
it, Coach.
really proud of you. I know the battles that you fought. You gave it your best shot. Now it's over. You move on. I've talked to you guys about how quickly that would come.
Thanks.
Um, and now that you're here, sometimes I listen to the volume. Like I have no idea what was being said in the Arkansas game because I just saw our copy. I usually watch it with no volume on or no audio, but I'm gonna listen to this one. I'm gonna listen to this one, and this may be the first time I call an announcer and give him a grade. but I
Appreciate
got
that,
a,
Coach.
I got a feeling you're gonna knock it out of the park, my man.
Yahoo!
Hey, all, this is Ryan Monzo, and this is Cats, the Cougar After Thoughts Show from GoCoogs.com. That's Brad Towns, the ESPN fancy boy, will be along shortly. You won this game 69-60, and I don't think anybody's going to consider this a win. Brad, what were your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I consider it a win.
It's a win.
This was a good warm up for the practice that they should be having at midnight tonight. If it was me, I would be beating the piss out of this team. Put the halo on the rim, and we're going to have rebound practice. We're going to have some loose ball practice. We're going to have some. Let's see how much soles you got left on your shoes practice. That would be my recipe for tonight, because that's a team that. Those are some guys who need to grab their attention a little bit.
You got outworked. You got out hustled. You got outplayed for parts of this game. Kelvin said it in the post game. He said, "I'll walk out the door when I can't get my team to play hard." And then he said the effort was disappointing, and that's the choice the players, make. How we respond is the choice I make. You talked about midnight practice. You might practice before midnight, before the midnight practice. Not their best effort. I thought, if you're looking at positives, I thought Mercy Miller came in and gave you a spark late in that game.
Yes.
When you absolutely needed it. You know, he was rebounding, he was making shots. And you just can't be happy with where you are. There's a lot that goes into this. You're coming off a break. So is Middle Tennessee. You're going into conference play, but so is Middle Tennessee. Maybe you're looking ahead to Cincinnati. I don't think that's it. But
I don't really have any kind of long-term hangover from this. This is just a young team. Like I was telling you before we got on here, this is a young team who had a lot of people telling them how great they are. And probably had a lot of pats on the back over the holidays. Man, you guys are awesome. Look at y'all. Y'all are a Final Four team. No, there's only a few guys who actually played in the Final Four. And sadly, those guys weren't stellar tonight. I think one of them played, but I'm not sure. I think one of them was doing a really good job of hiding in plain sight.
Who are you referring to there?
I think we have another point guard besides Flemings. I'm not
Milos, yeah.
I couldn't see him tonight.
He had 0 assists. I do not think he's had a game here with 0.
I don't know how that. I don't know how that is possible when you have the ball in your hands that often. Now, I will say the entire team really was basically just playing one-on-one.
Yes.
So, guys. I mean, I'm just going to say, guys standing around with their thumb up their ass around the 3-point line, just waiting to get the ball before they'll do anything. And then when the ball goes up, nobody was doing anything to even get the ball back, except for, there's a few guys who were doing it. But, I mean, you missed this many shots. You only shot 40% from the field, 30% from 3, and you only came down with 31 rebounds. Nobody had more than 6. Come on. That's terrible.
Well, he had like 7 of those games with hang on, that's wrong. That's a lie. They moved the stats on me. I'm just looking to see if Milos has had a 0 assist night here. Nope. That's his first. That is not great.
I don't know how that's possible. But you know what? The thing is that we've got a lot of depth on this team. So you're going to find some people who are willing to give effort. I thought Mercy did a great job of that. And that's why I can live with cold shooting. I can't live with.
Your sound kind of goofed out there. I don't know.
You there? Check.
That's much better.
Okay. Yeah, that the half-ass play, a lot of standing around, guys not doing anything. That's unacceptable.
Yeah.
I mean, that's unacceptable for any program. That's like the worst thing you could possibly do in a Kelvin Sampson program.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to respond too favorably to that.
I mean, at this point, I'm ready to give the ball to Kingston and say, "This is your team, man. Go do what you got to do."
Okay, we'll ask Galen about that when he comes out. Kelvin said Middle Tennessee, came in and played awesome. He had nothing but praise for them. And that was the team. In their last game, they were down at half to an NAIA team, which, I mean, they were down 5 to Cumberland, an NAIA team. They were down 5 at the half to U of H. Just so surprising. Offensive fouls there in the second half played a big part. They had 5 turnovers in 3 minutes. 3 of them were offensive fouls. Really kind of turned it around. You got up a little bit, maybe up to 16, I think. Do you think at this point it's time to tighten the rotation, or do you think it's still a situation where no one has earned those spots at the bottom end?
Well, I mean, if you're trying to, I'll say this: I don't think anybody's played their way out.
Okay.
I think people have played their. I think people have played their way into needing a rotation. You've got a luxury this year that you don't have to just stick with 7 or 8. Like in the previous years, once you get into the 8-9 area, there's just guys you could not put on the floor. Okay. Even if you needed a change, you just couldn't put them on the floor because you couldn't trust them. I don't think that's the case this year. I think you can put guys on the floor. You can get quality minutes out of some other guys.
That's fair. I think you're going to have to tighten it, but I don't know who would go out You've been waiting for somebody to kind of take those spots, and I don't think anybody has. They haven't played themselves out, but I don't think anybody has slammed the door and said, I'm in this rotation. I'm the sixth man or seventh. It's just a little,
Well, I mean,
I wouldn't say problematic, but it's not where you wanted to be right now.
I'm not going to. This game, I have to look past this game to see what we truly are.
Yeah.
Because as bad as tonight was, the last game we played against Arkansas was the polar opposite of
pretty good,
almost the pinnacle of what this team could be. The rotation would be your normal starting five, then you're going to have you're going to have Sacco whenever he comes back.
Yeah.
Then Ramon's obviously playing better. He looks a lot more assertive on the floor. I just think you got four guys that you could rotate in there who play similar versions of the same type of player.
Yeah.
I think they can also. They play similar versions, but they also bring different things.
I feel like Mercy is starting to play himself into kind of that middle of the rotation, 7, 8. I mean, he had been 10 for a while,
right?
Battling with Sedlot, and he's just played himself. He's starting to get it in games. We would see it in practice last year and then earlier this year, but it didn't translate. Now it's starting to translate, and he's obviously more confident than he ever was last night.
Yeah, he hit him with the old razzle dazzle tonight.
A little bit.
He looked good, man. He looked like he's playing ball instead of trying to avoid mistakes.
4 of 6 from the floor. 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block in 13 minutes. That's pretty good. I wanted to. U of H had 30 points off of turnovers. Middle Tennessee had 3, and that 3 came late. That nearly was the most impossible stat ever. 30-0. Star Pizza. Get you some Star Pizza. Why wouldn't you have Star Pizza? They're here for 50 years. In 3 days, it'll be 50 years. Family owned. Reverse happy hour Thursdays to Sundays, 8 p.m. or 8:30 to close. They'll give you New York style. They'll give you Chicago style. They'll deliver it to you if you're in the Heights, downtown, the Med Center. They've got 3 locations. And tomorrow is the all-you-can-eat world-famous lunch buffet. Go get it. Towns, we ought to go Friday. Getting ready for conference play. Might as well.
Might have to.
Tell me about tonight with Section 12X.
Section 12X.cob. You know where to go to get it? I think we still have a special going on there?
Tonight. It ends tonight.
Today's Monday. See, we're in that void week, like in the middle of kind of Christmas and New Year's, that I just lose track of what day it is. So today's Monday. Got a 20% off on all orders. Get it now. Get it while it's hot. Signed, Andre.
Void week.
12X. Gear up. Get ready. I mean, if you're not wearing Section 12X gear, it's your fault for nights like this. And somebody wasn't wearing their stuff, so that means you got to go buy something.
I'm going to look at some comments. I think a game like this was needed when you haven't played in 7 or 9 days. You play a team that keeps you off the glass, solid shooting night. Middle Tennessee deserves a ton of credit. They do. They were a lot more physical than I expected. And it looked like they're more physical than this team expected. Aunt Lisa says, hey, Ryan, watch the game from Louisiana. I watched it from Texas. Lisa. Thank you, though. Questions for Galen. How is Emmanuel? Emmanuel was in the post-game press conference. He sounded like he was in some pain. He tried to play it off, but I can't imagine tomorrow is going to be a feel-good kind of day for him. He is going to need the massager and then the hot tub. Alston with 12 boards. Chris and JoJo combined for 12. Got to get better rebounding. Yes, 100%. That 12 was surprising. The 5 3-pointers from one guy and 4 from the other was more surprising. But they both had 4. I'm sorry. Lands and Oglesby. I don't know. Middle is better than you guys think. They were better than I thought. They were better than they were scouted. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, they're good. They're a good team. What we saw tonight had nothing to do with them. It had everything to do with it all starts with how we play. And
okay, but I think it had to do with them.
Not really.
Okay. I mean,
I personally don't think so.
I think they came in and had a plan and executed it really well. You know, the spacing was so good and it threw U of H off. And they never figured out how to respond. Worried about rebounding for this team. Tonight was not the first night where we've seen this. Yeah. I think, I don't know if I'd be worried about it, but I think it's something that you've seen repeatedly this year that you don't, Jawan Roberts is not walking through that door. And neither is Javier Francis. And you could use 1 or 2 of those guys right now. The whole game, coach was yelling for them to attack and score. Go score, drive. Didn't listen too well.
Mm-hmm.
JoJo looked good today, seeing improvement from him offensively. Brad, thoughts?
Yeah, he a couple of shots went down. He dunked the ball. So, that was a positive. That was good. I'd like to see more. We need him to be more active on the ball, on the boards. He's taken the exact same shots previously. They just fallen. That's exactly what needs to happen. We just need him more on the glass, getting the dirty work done. Team just didn't want to do anything dirty tonight. It's like they didn't want to. They got their nails painted. They didn't want to get them chipped or anything. Soft, really, really soft tonight.
Galen Robinson, fresh from his first ever effort with ESPN. Before we get into the ESPN thing, what did you think about the performance from this team tonight?
You're not in a official ESPN capacity.
Hey man, I'm just I just feel like I've had a mind shift. I didn't curse for almost 3 hours, but I thought it was a bit lackluster. But granted, that Middle Tennessee team, that's a tough ball club. So you would just expect more from our guys this time of the year, but I guess that's more reason for them to kind of get hit hard with film going into conference play, because nobody's afraid of you. Everybody wants to beat you.
Do you think Middle Tennessee played well? Do you think U of H just played bad?
I think it's a mixture of both. You got to give those guys their props, and they've had a couple guys who played at the high major level, so it was no wasn't anything that they haven't seen. And they were able to make tough shots. They were able to execute. And it was a couple times throughout the broadcast where I pointed out how they didn't look uncomfortable. They looked really poised running their offensive sets for the most part. So, and that's why they were able to kind of generate the looks that they got. So, yeah, hats off to those guys. That team. I would be surprised if they don't finish 1 or 2 in their league.
ESPN talking head, Galen Robinson.
Oh, brother.
Here I go to say, damn towns, you called U of H soft. U of H is not a soft team. Tonight they played like
soft.
wet tissue paper.
Yeah. This team that played tonight definitely wouldn't have beat Arkansas.
Correct. I think that's 100% true.
Yeah.
I think soft is fine. I will say Emmanuel Sharp took a bigger beating tonight than I have ever seen. I mean, we've seen him get his ass beaten just up and down the floor because of how he plays.
Mm-hmm.
But tonight felt like he just took a much bigger I mean, it's just so physical. And he was on the ground a dozen times.
At least.
Yeah.
I did the one that it looked like it actually hurt him. It looked like he got hit by 3 dudes in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was living up to his nickname, Crash, because that boy was crashing into the ground. Crazy.
Galen, were you able to hear anything Kelvin said after the game?
I wasn't able to hear any of it.
Okay. He said they got outworked, they got out hustled. And he said, I'll walk out the door when I can't get my team to play hard. He said the effort was disappointing, and that's a choice they make. But how we respond is a choice I make. Do you think practice is going to be fun tomorrow?
I've never heard more frightening words.
Yeah.
But, also we were talking about this on the broadcast as well. Like the game after Christmas is just, guys got their NIL money, went back home for a little bit, had a little bit of home loving. It's it's tough to kind of get out of that mindset of relaxation and comfort and get ready to and have to shift that mindset to get ready to compete. So, I'm glad this was a non-conference game, because if this was Cincinnati, best believe it would have been belt to ass by about 15 for sure. For sure.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So
that after watching that, it was like if you took that kind of effort into Cincinnati, it would look like an old school Cincinnati ass beat.
Yeah. And Cincinnati has always been a tough out for us, and it's like first conference game, they're going, regardless of what their record is, that's going to be a hard game to go in there to have to win. So yeah, it's going to be tough, man.
Okay. So Galen, tell us about your experience tonight.
I thought it was going to be like a lot more like, I don't know exactly what I thought, but I thought it was going to be like a little more difficult than what it was, but it kind of just felt like it was just, it felt smooth. Like it felt natural. Funny guy. Well, yeah, it just felt natural, man. It was fun. The guy, all the support that, like, even Miss Sampson, seeing her before tip off and just her kind of like giving me a nice little hug, and it was like kind of calmed my nerves a little bit, so that was just helped me get settled in.
The hug I gave you didn't settle you down?
If anything, Ryan, you made it worse.
Yeah.
But thank God Miss Sampson was there, because she definitely, her and Lauren, it was just like, man, it just feels good when when people are like genuinely pulling for you and genuinely supporting you, and it's just like the love that I got tonight. Like even like when I went to the restroom, like I'm on my way to the restroom, it's having to take pictures, having to sign autographs and stuff. It was fun, man. It was cool.
Here's Karen and Lauren with Galen before the game. Pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
That was smooth. But I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Where I'm at is we're getting hassled, but it might be a short broadcast because I'm getting taken out to dinner with the gang. So
nice.
Okay. Where are we at dinner?
It's a bar. We're going to Pistoleros. It's a couple of my partners from back around the block, man.
Are you a Pistoleros fan?
I am indeed.
That's terrible.
Hey man,
That's
when you're
so
in college,
disappointing.
when you're in college, you ain't got no money and they got cheap drinks. You'll quickly become a fan. You should. Those guys have this problem now, though.
Gotta hit that bottom shelf, baby.
Bottom shelf, baby. Find me where the bottoms is. I'm sorry.
Galen,
Absolutely.
what grade do you think you'll get from Kelvin on the broadcast?
That's what I was talking to Miss Sampson about after the game. We'll see. People told me I did all right, but I mean, you always want to prove them the big dog. So,
are you going to go watch the film and grade yourself? Is this going to be like film study?
Honestly, I don't really like hearing myself talk as much as I talk. So probably
you don't think it would help?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to listen to that. But I might though. I might.
It's the first one.
You know what I mean? Yeah, first one under the belt. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was smooth though. It was smooth.
Okay. Really like the new color analyst. Enjoyed the broadcast.
Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all.
Great job, Galen.
Hey, Ryan, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. The man, the myth, the legend. Shout out to you, man.
Thank
My
you.
guy had a vision.
Still does.
Yeah.
Still does. We're going to take it to the next level. And the next time you're on the broadcast, you just talk about GoCoogs. You don't even talk about the game.
Yeah.
Just pitch this website. But yeah, we appreciate that.
Appreciate
and I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Galen, how hard was it to avoid referring to U of H as our or we? Us?
They made it apparent that can y'all hear the music in the background or no?
No.
Can't hear anything. No.
Okay, cool. So they made it apparent they were try not to say we or us or our. And this is every time I caught myself when I said it during the broadcast, I was like, damn, shouldn't have said that. But the guy, Garrett, he helped me a lot. He was like, bro, you've been saying us for over 10 years. You ain't gonna break that habit in a day. And it was about 3 or 4 times throughout the broadcast that I caught myself. But it was still fun though, man. Players fuck up too. That's 2 of 5.
I thought that I didn't get to listen to much, but when you did, you heard yourself do it, and you kind of tensed up,
man.
And you weren't able to relax like you normally. Yeah. But I think the next time you do, if you had another game tomorrow, I think it would be a ton better.
Yeah, and that's what Garrett was saying. He was saying basically throughout the broadcast I got better, but it's let's say the stuff that people are posting on Twitter. It's a dude is already telling me how I can improve, and it's damn, it's the first game. That's some slack, brother.
Well, now that you mention it,
now, man,
I got a page of notes for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on, wait. Let me. Hold on 1 second.
Go order. This is the first time we've ever had somebody need to get off the show to go make a drink order.
I just didn't want my order to be broadcasted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Triple Patron.
Nah, not the Patron. I'm sipping dark. Trying to get some hair on my chest. Hey, pause. Come on now, bro. Come on. Have some decorum, Ryan. You're almost 50.
I don't give a shit if you're on ESPN or not. That's just rude. Speaking of rude,
oh, man.
were you wearing a suede jacket tonight?
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
It's badass.
Fly,
Dude.
wasn't
That's
it? Yeah,
that's
fly.
some baller shit.
Shout out to Mama Dukes, man. Shout out to Mama Dukes. She picked it out.
I like that, man. Rocking
Yeah.
the velvet and the man
Yeah.
purse. Shit.
Oh, come on, Towns. Let's come on now.
Wait.
It's
You
a
had a man
crossbody.
purse?
It's a crossbody.
Hey, man, I'm not hating. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, you know what? I'll take it. My man purse is Louis V. You know what I mean? I'll take it.
No,
I'll take it.
It did. They didn't spell Louis like I thought it was spelled, but yeah, it was
Louis.
I mean, that's not crossbody.
Yeah, that was. It could be worn a variety of different ways. That's the
Yeah,
versatility of the
that's
other
worn
bag.
like a purse.
Hey, that boy look clean, don't he?
He does.
Appreciate that,
I'm
Tom.
also
Appreciate
gonna
that.
tell you, dude, you're getting real close to an urban mullet, my man. Just let it grow out a little bit longer.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No. Absolutely not, brother. Absolutely not. Whenever it gets there, I'll cut it. I promise you.
Oh
I'll cut
man,
it.
you gotta rock the urban mullet. Dude.
I'll cut it
that'd be
for real.
money.
Man. But hey, man, it was a good night, man. It was fun. It was a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. So I'm glad for the experience.
It's awesome.
Had I not known Galen was a first timer, it wouldn't have been evident by the job he did. Galen, well done.
Appreciate y'all.
That was great, Galen. Very smooth. Great job
Jeez.
tonight.
You said I'm
Galen.
smooth?
Smooth.
Okay.
And I will say, I'll say this: it's not a critique. The first half was good. The second half was 10 times better because it became more you as opposed to just trying to say what you thought you should say.
Yeah. No, I agree with that too. I agree with that. You know ball, Towns. You know ball.
You got into the flow.
Yeah. Definitely it's gonna be a lot more of me in the future. Had to get my feet wet though, man. I had to get them wet. Pause.
Any other assignments for the year so far?
Haven't gotten anything.
Well, he
Obviously,
just finished 5 seconds ago.
Yeah. It's kind of just wrapped up, but
They don't give you the second assignment before you finish that first one.
But if the opportunity presented itself and I'm available, I'll definitely do it again. It was definitely cool. Definitely cool for sure. Just kind of seeing the game through a different lens and a different perspective.
Sweet.
Galen is a natural way better than a lot of others that ESPN has.
Appreciate that, man.
I could see Galen replace Elvin in radio once he retires. We've been saying that for 2 years. Can't wait to see Galen call Final Fours in the future. Coug Nation will support Galen. Boy, we are elevating this career.
Oh, man, this is crazy. Wow.
And U of H has turned the lights out on me. I have no idea what happened, but the entire room was dark.
Take your ass home, Ryan. Take your ass home.
It's like Hoffines now. It's just the lights on the outside. So, Galen, why don't you go be with your friends? This is the night you deserve to celebrate.
Hey, I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate the support. Everybody who's tuning in and who supported, I appreciate y'all. It was fun. But yeah, I'll catch y'all on the next time, man.
Awesome.
Right,
Thank you.
All right, y'all.
All right. Thanks. Okay, we got lights back.
I didn't know if they had lights. They turned the lights back on, or if they just took a big floodlight on you.
Yeah, well, it looked like it for a minute. It looked like I was going to see Jesus. Jamal Shed, 19 points.
The good thing is that this game is over, and it's out of the way. You get one real bad stinker, and this was one.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen it before. We haven't seen it with this team before, but we've seen it with other teams before.
Let's do 8 seconds. How about that? Baylor is taking a lot of heat for signing that kid Najee, who came in from the NBA or wherever he came from. And it's like, it feels like ESPN is trying to paint this as Baylor did this, but Baylor didn't do this. The NCAA has done this, and they've been feckless and weak and have basically completely abdicated all responsibility for governing their sports. They're letting guys, a guy that was drafted in the NHL in the 4th round last year is now going to play college hockey. You've got these guys that were drafted in the NBA. They're going to play. None of it makes any sense. But Scott Drew is taking the rules that they gave him and putting them to the best use he can.
Yeah.
Got a 7-man team right now. Najee will make 8. And I mean, I have no issue with what he's doing because it's within the rules. If he was breaking the rules, but I don't like the rule, but I mean, who's going to agree to rules that nobody else agreed to?
I'm not. U of H wasn't going to do it. I know we want to sit on our high horse and say, oh, Baylor's a bunch of dirty fuckers. Well, guess what? We were doing the exact same thing. The only reason why we don't have a former NBAer is because he said no and he chose Baylor. I mean, chose BYU.
BYU, yeah.
We were all over him. So I mean, look, if it's allowed, I'm doing it. I don't care.
Yeah, and either you get control of this sport or it's just going to the complete Wild West and everybody gets to play until they can't play anymore.
Well, I wish we would just quit. I wish people quit saying the NCAA, because why don't they just say the puppets of the university presidents are allowing this to happen? But the real culprit is that if they don't let these players play, then it's just going to be tied up in court the entire time. Every decision is going to go to court, no matter what, and until it benefits somebody. The thing is that, these school presidents, they don't want to do anything about it. Because you know why? Because it hurts their cash flow. And damn, if they might have to go back and face an antitrust lawsuit and really have to do something. I mean, how screwed are they if they have to turn these players into actual employees like they are? I mean, yeah, we can bitch and complain about the NCAA all we want, but it doesn't matter because everything's going to get overturned in court. I mean, look at the Pavia stuff going on. All the junior college guys wanting to get their eligibility back. Guys from NAIA want their eligibility back. Doesn't matter. That's just the way it is. And unless the presidents of the universities are willing to go and take real measures and treat this multi-billion-dollar business like a fucking business, it's going to be a shit show. And if it's going to be a shit show, I'm going to do everything I possibly can within the whatever set of rules I could possibly do.
What's the actual rule on these NBA guys being eligible to play college ball? It's a great question. Right now, today, players who have not played in NBA regular season games can regain their eligibility. Why they have decided that playing in one NBA game deletes you makes no sense.
Well, because you signed
being a pro player. Say that again.
Don't you have to sign an official NBA contract? And that doesn't happen until you're
well,
ready.
But I mean, even you could sign a contract, never play a game, and still be eligible. It sounds like.
Well, I mean, a lot of these guys are on two-way deals. Like,
okay, but
Gab
that's
was
not,
on a two-way.
Yeah, So no NBA games, regular season games. I guess you could play in the playoffs. You get a 5-year clock basically, and then it's case by case. I just you have to have something that you can put and say this is the rule, but they're so scared of litigation, which makes no sense. If you lose, but you've got to have rules. There's got to be some framework. You can't just sit around and wait for the federal government to come in and save your ass, because that's not going to happen. And if it does, it's going to come 5, 8 years down the road. It's not going to be on your timetable. It's just agitating.
So why haven't we done that, I guess? Well, I mean, we tried. Abdullah Ahmed. He just showed different place. I mean, he was a guy we were all over. And with Sacco down, it probably could have helped. But, just didn't happen.
I am so curious to see how it will go with, like, Najee was, I mean, he could have technically played today. They were playing a D2 school in Waco. He apparently got to campus yesterday, was going through the physical and stuff today. But how quick do you pick up offense and defense? Will those teams just have to sacrifice that and go play street ball? I don't know.
It's I mean, for a program like ours, it'd be very, 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 very difficult. Other programs, systems are different.
Well, at BYU, where you just stand around the 3-point line with the 5 out, I think it could work pretty quick. But playing what Kelvin wants on defense, I don't think that can happen. That said, if you have a disappointing, by U of H standards, year, does Kelvin go find somebody? I don't know. I can't imagine he would, because that's a lot of rev share and NIL dollars to put onto a guy like that. I think they would rather do it the way they're doing, but I just can't say that anybody knows the answer right now.
And the thing is that it's new. It's new this year. You're going to run out of people that fit the eligibility definition real quick, because there's not a whole lot of them here in America. Now, the problem that you're going to have is there's a lot more of them over in Europe.
Right. And what quantifies what professional is in Europe? Because some of those guys are 14, 15, they get signed and play in an academy, is kind of a feeder league. It's just going to be a nightmare. This is interesting. What's preventing a kid from switching schools and playing mid-season at this point? Nothing?
Well, not the letter of intent, but the commitment letter or whatever that they signed with the NCAA.
So it's basically just about the transfer portal window at this point. If you had a window like football's going to have starting Friday, they could probably do that. And I don't think it would ever happen, but what's to say that it won't?
Well, I mean, basketball's not going to set up a transfer portal in the middle.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it would happen, but what if they did? What if somebody challenges, why can I only transfer in this 2 weeks? Is the NCAA going to fight back on that? Probably not.
They would fight. They would definitely fight on that, because the coaches.
Why?
Because the coaches wouldn't want that.
But if you're saying that the NCAA is just beholden to the presidents and not the good of a sport, maybe the presidents don't want to fight. I mean, it's so open-ended. We can't say definitively one way or the other for anything. I would have never, ever, a year ago, I would have never thought you could have guys that were drafted in the NBA or the NHL. This guy played summer league against Wimby. It just would never have dawned on me, but it's just so much that I don't understand. Dan Hurley had a solid statement to Matt Norlander about this. He said a lot on Twitter and was not happy with it, but I don't know what to think about any of it. I don't.
Right now, I'm all for it. I'm all for everything that dirties up all of college sports as much as possible. I want it to burn to the ground. And the sooner you burn it to the ground, the sooner you can start up and rebuild it in the ashes. So if it's going to take like this, give me some guys that are give me some NFL guys coming back, guys who left early for the NFL, and bring them back in here, because I think 25, 26-year-olds in the NFL could fit perfect in the college ball, because then you get an actual physical problems. Then it gets dangerous.
I am not a fan of your way of thinking about blowing it all up. I feel like we've been blowing it up for quite a while.
Oh, we're not even close.
I still remember Bill Self and Will Wade and Sean Miller, maybe. That wasn't that long ago. And we've come a long way from that to this. And it's all terrible. Anyways. I didn't do that. Brad, how would you build it back up? What's your 5-step plan, or 2 steps? However many you got.
Well, first thing I'd do is I would make guys eligible, or make them employees. Make them be able to be employees, but have it to where go ahead and split into a new division. You're going to have your super conference, let them do with it what they want. And then you have college sports, and you get a choice. You can play in college sports, you get a bigger NIL, or not a NIL, you get a bigger stipend. You're actually going to get paid a little bit of money. But one is going to be normal college sports. The other is going to be this pseudo professional deal that you got going. And have government oversight on it. Go with the the antitrust, the limited antitrust stuff. Make them employees, and then anybody who is in this super league, it is illegal to use any school funds, whether it be institutional support or fees, towards your athletic program. So you've got to be 100% self-sufficient.
Yeah, I don't know about any of that.
If you're going to be a spun off entity, like a lot of them are doing, you got like Florida creating their athletic departments now separate from their school.
Florida State, but yeah. I have talked to coaches from at least 3 programs that have told me that the Super League is coming. And I don't know if there's going to be a different Super League for basketball than football, if it's just going to be the school has to go this one way. That doesn't make sense for anything but football and men's basketball, and maybe women's basketball.
That's what they chose.
And it's probably going to be the death of a lot of Olympic sports, women's sports. But you're going to get some guys $2 million a year, and I guess that's.
This is look
where we are.
They've destroyed everything, everything that we loved once. Because when the Southwest Conference died, anything was on the table. They were willing to do anything. They destroyed that. They destroyed the Big East. They've now destroyed the Southwest Conference, Big 8, Big East, Pac-12.
The Southwest Conference destroyed itself.
The presidents destroyed the Southwest Conference. They did it because they're going after more money. The only reason why the Southwest Conference no longer existed after 1984, when college sports officially became a business, That was the Oklahoma decision, right?
Yep.
That's why the Southwest Conference blew up, because they wanted more money, because you had to have interstate schools. You couldn't have all the schools in the same state, because those are, quadruple, septuple counting cable subscribers. So remember, you were getting extra fees just for existing in the marketplace, which is how Rutgers got into the Big 12 or Big 10.
Just in time.
And BC, who was it BC that are they in the Big 10? Who else went with
Maryland?
Maryland. Yeah.
Yeah. What happened with the Southwest Conference and the Big East was going to happen, and it was coming. And I just, if it's going to be a super league, you're going to lose so many people, and hopefully the Big Ten was kind of guilted out of, their COVID decisions 5 years ago. They were guilted out of their 24-team playoff plan. That might still happen, but it's going to be guilted away for a while. They were guilted out of their 2 automatic qualifiers to the playoff. Maybe you can guilt them out of this with the Super League and make it about college athletics again, but I'm certainly not betting on that. So, yeah. Good things ruined by greed. Yes, yes, yes. The Rutgers and Maryland got into the Big Ten because the Big Ten wanted East Coast TV on. Close. What they wanted were the cable subscriptions in the Mid-Atlantic, which Maryland gave you, the D.C. area, in Maryland, Baltimore, and then New York City and the whole market, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut. They got subscription fees for all of those. So instead of, like, the Big Ten gets 10 cents for every cable box in Texas, but they get like $1.50 in a in-market market. And so it made a huge difference, hundreds of millions a year difference.
So they were getting New York City, Connecticut,
New Jersey.
They had Philadelphia also. But
yeah.
I mean, that was a massive, just Rutgers alone was a massive windfall of cash. And that's why they were willing to deal with Rutgers. Plus, they also knew, and schools have to remember this, the SEC is not familiar with this, you got to have dogs that you can constantly whip to prop up some guys at the top.
What's stopping UConn or Gonzaga from being added to the Big 12? Might be a dumb question, but curious. If you add Gonzaga, you make an uneven number of teams in basketball, it's just unworkable on some level. UConn, you cannot take their other sports. You cannot send volleyball to UConn. You can't send and you're not taking their football, frankly. You just don't want it. And so they were really high on Gonzaga for a while. And I think Brett Yormark still is. But I hate that idea. You don't need them, frankly. You have the toughest conference in the country without schlepping everybody out to Washington. And, at some point, the travel is so hard. And if you start adding more teams, you do have to go back to 20 games. You're just not going to be able to do it in 18 in a conference schedule. And that's unworkable. You saw it last year. It was not unworkable for U of H, but it was unworkable for a lot of schools. So I think you have to stay put for now and make this conference the best you can. I think things are going well. You don't have that superpower in football, but you have enough respectable teams, and you're the third best conference. And theoretically, even if you had 2 or 3 teams in the playoff, I think you'd still be the third best conference. So I just don't. I don't know.
I think the only time I would entertain UConn would be if they were the linchpin to a new spinoff basketball contract. Like if ESPN said, "Hey, we want to do we'll do what you want. We'll do a different basketball contract, but we want UConn in." It's like,
see, mine is a little different, but kind of similar. If UConn, if they were taking 3 schools from the ACC to kill that league, and taking 3, and they didn't have a 4th, and UConn would have been the 4th. Okay, all right, you give me UNC and Duke and Florida State and UConn. Okay, but other than that, I don't. There's no amount of positive that UConn gives you that you can't get somewhere else. Right. And yes, they had, but Dan Hurley is liable to resign at any time. He's talked about being burned out and just not loving it. And if he does, that program could go the way it did before he was there.
Yeah.
They're irrelevant. Before Jim Calhoun, they were irrelevant. I mean, they were okay in the Big East, but
they had that one carryover year between Calhoun and Ollie. And then after that, once Ollie got his hands on it, then it just choked the life out of him.
Yeah. Do you guys expect U of H to be safe in a hypothetical Super League football and basketball? Brad? Yeah.
Nope.
I think
I don't
do you think you're in the conversation?
Huh?
Do you think you're in the conversation?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. I mean, if you peel away the subsidy, we make. I mean, our entire athletic budget that we truly earn of actual revenue, other than the, $30 to $40 million we get, is what the guys in the Super League spend on football alone.
Okay. But if you're talking like 64 teams, you've got schools like Kansas State, good football, okay basketball, but no market. Does that matter more? I don't know. I think U of H is in the conversation for a Super League, but I don't think it's definitive. I don't think it's definitive either way. Basketball might save your ass some, but no one's going to make a decision based on who your coach is or your 5 or 10 or 15-year run. Because this is going to be, if not permanent, it's going to be a 20 or 30-year decision.
Yeah.
And I don't even, there's a part of me that if it is a Super League, I don't even care. Like, what's the point?
I would like to think that our market saves us, but the fact that A&M and Texas are going to be in a Super League, I think networks will be saying, those will carry just as much of the market.
So assume that it's Texas and A&M and Tech. They're going to need a 4th team in Texas. Is it BYU? Is it TCU?
TCU would be done.
Is it SMU?
No, they would take those 3. They don't need 4 teams in Texas.
I think they would. I think they would want it. Would you take both teams in Oklahoma?
1.
Okay. So that means Oklahoma State's out? That's hard to imagine. It's such a weird thing. You've got, I think there's 70 or 72 teams that have a chance, and probably 50 of them are guaranteed. And then everybody else is just going to fight. And if it gets to that, it's going to be worse than what you saw in the Southwest Conference, with the teams just turning on each other and burying each other. I don't know. We are not safe in a super conference. Kansas State fans travel to Ireland. Once this becomes a norm and college sports fully turns into a weird professional league, I wouldn't be surprised if NFL players start sitting out playoff games when they're headed. Okay. How many Florida teams get in? 2. I think Miami is a fraud as a program. They have some history, but in reality, they're no different than U of H. They bring nothing basketball-wise and have never. And I know they've had a decent little run in the last 5 years, but I don't think they're for real. I think 2 out of Florida.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even feel comfortable in a non-Super League scenario past the next TV contract.
So that's 2035-ish or 2031 for the Big 12, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean,
if the let's put it this way, if the ACC blew up around the same time that the Big 12 contract was up, I'd be really, really worried about our status in some kind of whatever happens if they try to do maybe my whole contention on the next contract would be that the ACC and the Big 12 turn into the best of the rest. Like the top pieces go two or three of the top pieces go to the Big 10. The other ones go to 2 or 3 go to the SEC, and then the rest come to the Big 12. And I don't know I don't know how comfortable I feel with our place in that.
That's fair. Forget football. Football business model is not sustainable. I agree with that. What industry can be profitable for its employees, have 40 years of high medical costs? Agree with that. And if you take private equity, short term, okay. Long term, bad. It's going to be a great week of watching football games. But when you get out of that and you're back to the reality of what football is right now, not good. And the same thing with basketball. You know, you're going to have a blast in this Big 12 season, but once you start just dealing with the business of it, it's not great. Wake Forest and Boston College, the next Oregon State, Washington State, maybe. I wouldn't feel good if I were Wake Forest. You're on the outside. You're with U of H. Boston College, I don't even think they're on that level. I think they're in a lot of trouble. And then there's going to be schools that I can't figure out, like West Virginia. They have this great fan base, but are they going to really make all these exceptions to go travel to Morgantown? You can't even fly into Morgantown.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's gonna be one of those things where you're hearing about it, and then bam, it's done, and you're either in or you're out, and that work starts now. And I don't know. Over under, we dropped 5 conference games this year. You play 18. Do you drop 5?
I don't know. Tough to say. I like this team better today than I liked last year's team at this exact same moment last year.
I thought things were starting to turn around a little bit. But yeah, maybe.
Well, because I'm not if we if this team showed up today and played just a normal game and they played somewhat similar to a U of H team, this is a 25-point win. Has nothing to do with the other team.
Okay.
And if we beat them by 25, then nobody would be saying anything. It's more than one game. Just like last year, it was more than the Vegas deal. I mean, we have no idea what we're gonna look like during conference. This time last year, J1 was on a milk carton, and we still had no clue about Uzon.
Yeah. I don't know. I think 5 is
and Javier, he was kind of all over the place because he was still hurt.
Yeah. I think 5 losses would probably be like the over-under number I would set. Like I could see it 4, I could see it 6. And if things spun out of control, you could see 7. But I think if you continue to defend this home floor, you will be in the conversation around the 1st of March.
Sure.
And that's just what you got to do. Ryan, what basketball games are you going to? Right now, I'm going to every game except Cincinnati. That's just my policy. Don't go there. We'll go to Waco and Lubbock and Fort Worth, both Utah schools. Go to Iowa State and Kansas. I feel like that's everybody. But I'm only missing Cincinnati. And then I won't do the Big 12 tournament again. Just don't see a point in that. So, because it's starting to get expensive.
It's never been cheap.
Nope.
I guess
it's definitely getting expensive.
I guess it could be expensiver today than it was last year.
It could be expensiver. So, how about this? Amari Thomas coming back is huge and not something I expected to find out as fast as we did. So it's very clear to me that they had contracts with everybody they wanted back. And Amari is the number one. I mean, after you got Connor Wigman done, Amari is it. That's the guy you had to get, and they did. And I don't think we've still heard anybody announce that they were going into the portal, as far as I know.
Knock on wood.
Well, no, it has to happen.
Well, you're going to have guys go in the portal. Definitely that there's guys that you expect would go for
Right.
reasons where they need to they want to find a new place.
New place, playing time, money, situation. But there's always going to be one guy, and it could be more than one, that's going to surprise you.
Right.
And, it's coming, and that's fine.
Now, if I assume that Connor and Amari have signed their new deals, right?
I think it's all signed, yes.
Okay.
I don't think
last year
you go into the bowl game without that.
Yeah,
Connor would not have announced that he was coming back had he not signed.
I wouldn't think so. But the reason why
he wouldn't have taken the beating he took in the bowl game.
True. Because last year, Halsey was coming back until he wasn't. I mean, he announced that I'm coming back, and then LSU dropped a bag.
But you don't have that second window this year. He played through spring ball and announced or went in the portal on the field after the spring game. So you can't do that, at least for now. Who knows if that gets challenged? But Amari is a massive deal.
Yes.
You know what's crazy to me right now, sitting here at 10:30? the bowl game technically ended yesterday.
Yeah.
It ended at 12:02.
Yeah, I didn't go to sleep till 4.
You and me both. I had to drive home, and not great. So, not my favorite situation, but it ended really well for U of H fans. Okay, we are getting all into. Is Pancake not? Yes, I assume he will go into the portal. But you've known that for quite a while. Thank you. You've known that for quite a while. Yeah, so yes, technically he's going to be in that portal, but I really wasn't counting him, as he was not a part of this team for the last 4 weeks. This could be the end of U of H sports. Yes, could be the end of a lot of people, but you've got another decade. Have fun. What was your grade on Galen? C. And I'm gonna say you didn't see his personality really come out from what I heard, and I didn't hear all the game. I thought he was more cautious than we've ever heard him. And as he gets more comfortable and learns kind of the rules of the road, and they're going to coach, like if they have any interest in him doing this again, they're going to coach him, which is exactly what you would want. And the guy he worked with, fine. But I think if he gets with Matt Peterson, who typically does the U of H games, he's going to be a lot better. Because having that experience and a guy that knows, how to work it, I think is going to be great. Brad, how would you grade him?
I give him a B+. I think the second half was really good. Okay. When you think about it, not only is he making his first appearance, first broadcast, that's big enough, but you're doing it with a play-by-play partner that you don't even know who is. I mean, the first time you talk to him is whenever you get assigned to this game. The more you do it, the more you know the guy that you're working with, the better off, the more chemistry you're going to be, the more chemistry you're going to have. And it started to flow a little bit back and forth with their discussion in the second half.
Okay. I'm going to go watch it tomorrow. And we'll just see. No more Reed Geddes. This was one game.
Yeah.
Reed has done very well in life and is probably enjoying this holiday somewhere.
Well, Peterson wasn't on the call either, so I mean, it's obviously not the typical. This was not the standard U of H non-conference broadcast team.
Yep. So, I don't think you have to worry about Reed. He'll do this as long as he wants, and he's pretty good at it. Thoughts on Marcus Trice? Marcus Trice has a fan club. Like, I've been surprised by the reaction of coaches all over the country to this news, just from guys that have messaged me and retweeted and shared and been excited for him. He's got some ties kind of indirectly to Willie, and it's clear that he's been on Willie's radar for a while, and they got it done pretty fast. I mean, obviously Marcus Trice is excited about moving up this far up the ladder. But I think it sounds very promising. He also has Texas high school roots.
Good.
And I think that's something that really matters to Willie. Willie said something the other day about Sean Bell that was curious to me, and I'd never heard, and I want to kind of explore, is that Willie says he goes recruiting with Sean, and Sean opens doors that even Willie doesn't have opened. I was like, oh. And I realized that Sean Bell and Brian and that whole family is royalty in the state. But that was kind of surprising that he was like, Sean is impressive to go recruiting with.
That's good.
There you go. The Stephon Boogie Johnson injury hurt us a lot this season. Excited to see Amari and Boogie play again next season. Boogie is talked about this quite a bit. I'm going to have to see it to believe it, because he played 6 games. He started 6 games. He played 330 some odd snaps. I just don't know how you get a waiver for that. As the rules currently stand, I don't know.
Threaten a lawsuit.
If he can get it, good on him. But I went back and actually looked tonight before the game to look at the games he played at Oklahoma State and here. And I mean, he's played 45 or so games, 42 to 45, even with missing those last 7. And that's I just don't know how you get the NCAA to agree to that. But God bless him. Hope it works. But I just don't see it.
It's not something you count on, but you definitely hope for it.
Yeah, for sure. But, and here's the situation. I think Amari's your number 1 guy now. And he proved it.
He was the number 1 guy regardless, wasn't he?
But, I mean, early in the year, it was still focused on Stephon, and it was also, obviously Tanner as well. But, I think Amari's the guy.
Well, he's without a doubt a guy. The best thing about this whole thing, even though we have to go into the portal and really rebuild another offensive line, is that 2 of the most important guys know the offense. You've got the offensive coordinator coming back. You've got backups in the offensive line that know it. I'm really interested to see some of the young guys that we signed on the offensive line the last 2 years, see if they make a big push here in the spring camp.
If you can get Ndukwe, like he has a legit claim to a medical red shirt. If you can get him back and signed, and Ebiselli signed, that's your 2 tackles. And you're a long way down the road if you can get that situation cleared up.
And
you can put more money, and you've got Mackenzie Agnello, possibly at center, but I think he's better at right guard. And so if you're thinking that way, you go put a little more money towards a center who, I mean, you've got something to sell to offensive linemen right now, which you haven't necessarily had in the past. And that kind of solidifies you on that side of the ball. I think maybe you want another receiver, just you don't know about Stephon Johnson. Kobe Young is there. And you've got some young guys, Jaquise Martin and Cormier. But maybe
Broussard
one more guy.
Left.
Say that again?
Broussard got any eligibility left?
He does. He has a year.
Okay.
And
I mean, you never know where the next guy is going to step up and where the next guy is going to come from.
Yeah. So there's options. There's things there. But if you could find a center, I think that would go a long, long, long way to what you want to be. But Marcus Trice, I think you're going to have 2 young guys, PJ Hall and Marcus Trice, in that defensive backfield. Young, energetic guys. I am curious to see how that looks on the recruiting trail, and how it looks to, thinking of this another way, you just got to think about transfers.
Yeah.
So
it'll be interesting to see that what transfer portal opens up, what, Saturday,
I believe, the 2nd.
It'll be interesting to see what happens there. There's some guys in the portal that have connections to our coaching staff, various people on the coaching staff from the past. So,
okay.
Sorry, too late. I'm looking at some of what y'all have in the portal. There's I know at least one offensive lineman that I like, that was recruited by Willie and the gang down there. But He's really good, and a lot of people are going to be going after it. And this is where it gets tough. You can go and compete for a quarterback out there, even with some of them being reported making $4 million. You can go and compete with those guys because that's where everybody's going to spend money. But the guys with the big money are able to offer the mid to high 6 figures to 7 figures for an offensive lineman that, nobody else has. There's maybe 20 teams who can do that.
Yeah, maybe. Galen was probably concentrating on not cursing. Probably the reason is cautiousness early in the game. If I had to guess, and I obviously I talked to him a good bit, he had a lot of people in his ear telling him, okay, do this, don't do this, remember this. And that can be overwhelming. And once you take a step back and realize I just need to be me, probably a lot easier. He's a freshman, frankly, in this. And we'll see how it goes in the future. But I don't think that's the last time you see him. I think that is a guy with a personality and an aura that you can't duplicate. You can't go find it everywhere.
You use an aura. You adopted young people terms.
Well, I think it's been around a while. Do you think they'll talk to Willie about an extension raise? I would be surprised on the raise. I would not be surprised on the extension. If it's a raise, it's a token raise. Not like you're not going to go from 4.5 to 7. Maybe he gets $1 million, but I just don't think it's the main thing. Willie knows what the main thing is, and he has been, the last 3 days I've heard him talk more about competing for a national championship than I have in the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's not somebody that sees the situation he's in and thinks I need to go get all the money I can for me.
Correct.
That's a guy that says I need to get my assistant coaches, keep them. We keep building towards this goal, and then we get the rev share dollars up where we need it to be. I think, okay.
I mean, I think he sees an opportunity to build something here and do something significant. The fact that he's mentioned winning titles and competing for national titles, which is very, very possible, tells me that he ain't going nowhere.
What do you mean it's very possible?
Do what?
You said it's very possible to win a national title?
It's not impossible.
Okay.
It's very possible to compete for a national title. It means getting in the CFP.
You got to get in the tournament. Yeah.
Anything can happen from there. But I don't think he's worried about himself. He's making really, really good money. And so if you're looking to build, you know that it comes from your assistant coaching. Last thing you want is getting outbid like you did last year. And there's nothing you can do to compete with that. So it comes down to him getting, $2 million more. Like, well, one of that my
back away from the mic. You're a little.
I believe we've got something good going with Austin Armstrong. So you'd like to hold on to him because he's going to be a hot commodity because he's now washed that stench of Florida off him. He's got that Gainesville grunge off of him.
Usually takes a while.
But remember last year it was, oh well, he got removed from play calling duties. He's not any good.
Yeah. And Shield would, I mean, good for Shield. He got a lot of money this go round. And he's going to stay somewhere for a couple of years. Good for him.
Good coordinators are at a point now where they no longer have to go and take low-end jobs to get their payday.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get paid better than a lot of coaches are that are at quote unquote mid majors. They don't have to go to, no offense, they don't have to go to North Texas. They can choose better.
Austin Armstrong needs to do some Star Pizza ads. You hear that, Mike? It's a good idea. Star Pizza. Good food, better people.
I just love how
like that idea.
He gets on the sideline, especially this last weekend.
Okay, I wasn't watching, but he's excitable when his defense does something well, and he's excitable when he's not happy in practice too. I like him a lot, personally and as a coach.
I swear, if I wasn't watching him talking and just covered up his face, I think he's somebody related to Kirby Smart.
Oh, Kirby Smart had an undue influence on his life, on the trajectory he wants to take. I think he's been influenced by him quite a bit. Okay. Damn, it's 11 o'clock. Let's wrap this up. How many season tickets have we sold, and what's the realistic magic number? If we're on football here, I think getting back into that 15 to 17,000 range would be great. It would be unrealistic to expect more than that right now. You've got to build it. You don't seem enthused by that.
You would?
Okay.
No,
you weren't even listening. I think 15 to 17,000 right now would be a gettable goal. It's not the greatest schedule coming up, but coming off 10 wins, senior quarterback, Keyshawn coming in the house, I think you can sell it. And Willie said he needs to do a better job selling the program, which is shocking because it's just not who he is. But if he thinks that that's something he can do, I'm here for it.
Going to see him kind of go the Kelvin Sampson route. He's learned that he's going to have to be a carnival barker. And if that
I don't know if he's going to be that, but I think he's going to do more. That would be so unlike him. It just seems so not who he is. It would be inauthentic. And I think one of the things that his players like about him is the authenticity they have.
I don't know. I've seen him. We've seen him in we now have a year's worth of wins to look at and see his reaction to kind of how they do wins. He's a different person in that scenario than he is in every other scenario. So I'm not going to
I'm going to say after wins, he is a different guy. And he was that way after the LSU win yesterday. And I mean, it's so strange to see because he's so buttoned up. And I mean, even in practice, even when I'm around him, which during the season is quite a bit, it's just not but behind those closed doors, and they get it on video, you see it. And we saw it on the field last night. I'm buying party patio tickets this week. That area is awesome. Yeah. And how about Herman's coffee boy getting the Colorado job. He has had a meteoric rise. Fernando Lovo, who was at New Mexico as the AD, now gets the job in Boulder, tripled his salary. Went from $400,000 to $1.2 million.
Mm.
And to live in Boulder? Okay. All right. Yeah. All right, Brad.
Be the guy that fires primetime.
What's that?
You get to be the guy who fires primetime.
Prime apparently was pivotal in choosing him. Prime was very involved in the search. And
he's going to have to. I expected them to take a step back this year. He's going to have to rebound pretty quick.
Yeah, but in this era, you can. Okay, Brad, what were your final thoughts about tonight and about the show?
Flush tonight, flush the game, get it over with. You're going to have to. This team's going to have to sweat this one out, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Say no more. Real season starts Saturday. That's it.
Okay. If I were on this team, I would not make New Year's Eve plans. You're going to practice at 6 a.m. New Year's Day, guaranteed. They're going to be in there. I think it's going to be a hard week. And I think it should be. It needs to be. They're not going to be happy with anything they did tonight, from rebounding to passing to shooting to defense. I'm trying to think of any area where they would be happy. Free throws. I think their free throw defense was good, and free throws. They were 15 of 17.
There was only about a 5-minute spurt, 5-6 minutes in the second half where they looked like a semblance of the defensive team that normally comes. I mean, that's the thing that's disheartening, is that the defense was so lax and the rebounding was
not
weak.
Good. I think your thought earlier about them being soft, I think that's going to be focused on this week.
Mm-hmm.
So we will see. I look forward to Saturday's game more than I look forward to anything this year in basketball. I think this is when you see, okay, you had to go and play Arkansas neutral, Tennessee neutral, Syracuse neutral, Auburn neutral. Kind of a home game, but still neutral. This is your first road game of the year. And you know that Cincinnati crowd is going to be crazy. And how does this team respond? You know, they did play well in Birmingham, but this is going to be different. And, you know, you can never beat Cincinnati's ass bigger than is reasonable or good sportsmanship. What they did to you for 20 years in a league together, and then really for 50 years, you just need to beat their ass as much as you can, and by as much as you can.
Because they're going to do it to you.
Because those paybacks will not end for 20 years. You got to keep doing it for another 20 years. So I'm fascinated to see what this looks like on Saturday, what team shows up, and, you know, just how well they play.
Mm-hmm.
Great discussion, guys. Keep up the great work. Go Cougs. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate that. You think, based on what we do in the offseason, we'll be in the top 25? I don't know. Probably because sports writers are lazy.
Yeah.
But they could completely forget about you, too.
You've got to have the standard 10 from the SEC, probably have 8 from the Big Ten, and then, you know,
Tech, Utah.
I expect to be others receiving votes.
Yeah, I think 22 to 27 probably. So
I'm just happy we're going to be most likely in the AP top 25 when the season's over with.
yeah, oh, for sure. I think you're inside the top 20.
Really?
Yeah. Well, you're 21 right now, correct? You're 21 in the CFP. So I think you're in the top 20.
I think we were like basically first team out of the AP top 25.
Right now?
Did a new one come out?
No.
Okay, the one going into the bowl season, I think we were like 26.
Okay. Well, then I did not know that.
Georgia Tech's
I thought it was in.
We know that.
Oh, you're right. It is 26. I really thought it was. CFP was 21, and that's where you finish in the CFP.
Yes,
And that's fine.
JD, you said
That matters way more.
18 is your prediction next year for AP?
Get a life, Duarte.
I hope so. I mean, I'm just happy. I think we finished in the AP poll in the season. I think maybe 17 times in the history of the program. I mean, that's significant.
Yeah.
Okay. 18 to start the year.
Mainstream media.
We're 18 to start the year. We'll take that.
Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to get out of here. Have you seen the Auburn fan base is already pissed at Golish? Number one, that tells you Golish is doing what needs to be done, most likely.
Well, that's just a welcome to Auburn. Today's a day.
Well, no, they get so high. I mean, what's his name was the guy. He was the guy they wanted. Everything had, and then he's gone in 2 years, 3 years. I'm blanking on his name. Ole Miss, Liberty,
Cadillac.
Auburn. No, in the bed. The it doesn't matter. The hospital bed.
Freeze.
They turned on the guy. Hugh Freeze. Thank you.
Yeah.
He was exalted for a year, and then when it went to shit, he was beat to hell.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're turning on Golish, that means he's probably upsetting people by, we're not going to do it the same way Auburn has done it for 3 generations. And they're the biggest hot, cold, highest of highs. They'll play in that national title game, and then they'll be 5-7 for 3 out of 4 years. Pitiful.
I would figure if he's not hiring everybody on his coaching staff that used to play at Auburn, then they probably hate him.
Maybe. So, thank y'all so much for joining us for tonight. We appreciate Galen coming by. Good for him having a great night with his friends, his crew. Not the best game, but I think we had a nice little show. And we'll be back Saturday afternoon game and do it once again. Brad Towns, Ryan, we'll have everybody this week. Some football stuff, some basketball. And we'll do a Sunday night show next week. And I think we'll have a pretty good guest lined up for that. Thank y'all so much.
Section 12X.
Section 12X.
Get geared up.
Bar Pizza. You only got a few minutes left. If it's a Monday night, gotta be done.
Get geared up. We need some good luck going into Saturday. And you might want to just show off your swag on New Year's. You never know what's going to happen.
Never know.
Eat your black eyed peas too.
That's such a weird tradition.
And don't forget to drink your Ovaltine.
Star Pizza.
He's from Iowa, Louisiana, not Iowa. Iowa.